All right, we are live. Hello, everybody, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. I'm live today with the lovely Crystal Selka. She is a member in Uplevel Pro and just walked through the 10-day food fix challenge that we ran a couple of weeks ago. And really, she's coming on today to share her experience and how she went into the challenge and what she learned through the challenge and some takeaways. I really am happy you're here, Crystal, because I think a lot of people can relate to your story. And it's really just a sure testament as to what 10 days can really do to turn around your way of not just eating, but your way of being in life. And then it can extend far, far beyond 10 days. So we're going to dive right on into that, but stick around to the end as well, people who are joining in live or watching the replay, because I'm going to share with you how you can also experience some of these awesome shifts that Crystal has as well. So for those who don't know, the Food Fix Challenge is a 10-day deep dive into reducing anti-inflammatory foods in the diet to really learn about what foods work for you or work against you. So oftentimes these things come up if you're feeling symptoms such as foggy headedness, sluggishness, lack of good quality sleep, so poor sleep, insomnia, skin issues, lack of energy, bloating, weight gain, those stubborn last 5 to 10 pounds that just won't come off no matter what you do. It can also show up in joint pain or muscle aches, slower recovery after workouts, or less flexibility in your movements as well, less range of motion. And there's a ton of, I could go on all day. We could do a whole live just on symptoms that can come up that could be related to your diet. So with the Food Fix, we really scale things at a deeper level, and we remove the most irritating or inflammatory causing foods from the diet and really see it really uncovers what your true self and well-being and your true nature is. So you don't have to settle to live in that state of uncomfortableness. So anyway, I want to jump in and get Crystal to talk her story here, because it might resonate with some of you. So Crystal, just tell us here a little bit about yourself and then how you felt before starting this 10-day challenge.
Yeah, so I had most of those symptoms that you just talked about. I have a husband and a 17-year-old daughter and a 4-year-old daughter. And my brother also lives with us here at our house. So we have a big family, busy household, lots going on. My husband and I own and operate a business, so self-employed life, and just really busy. So I was just feeling like I was making the same meals over and over, felt in a funk, felt that bloated, puffy feeling, just searching for energy. And I could just not attain that sustainable energy that I so needed. And I was like losing my excitement for certain things in life too, and just kind of felt in a funk. So when I saw your 10-day challenge post, I was very intrigued by it. And then when you were mentioning how you would be supporting us every step of the way with your videos and how-to lists and video calls and things like that, I just felt like I got to do this. So yeah, I talked with my family at dinner that night, and my husband and daughter said that they wanted to do the challenge with me. So I was so happy we could all hold each other accountable, because I knew that morning coffee was going to be a really tough one to try to overcome, right? But we did it. We had alternatives, teas, sparkling waters, lemon waters, things like that. And really, it's only 10 days. Like there's a lot of changes in this food diet, but it's 10 days and it's so doable. And the positives that come out of it are just so worth it.
Awesome. Yeah, and that's a good point. Like a big thing that came up in this round of the challenge was giving up coffee, right? Because everybody just loves their coffee so much, whether they rely on it or just genuinely love the flavor of it. Maybe it's both. But a big takeaway for more than one person in the group was it's not so much the coffee. Once you get past those first few days, it's more about just having something warm and comforting to get you through your morning. So that's it. It really shows like that's the habit that we get into, whether it's coffee in the morning or wine in the evening. If we switch it out with something a bit more self-serving for our body, then you actually end up in the end with more energy, because we have the coffee to think we're going to have more energy. We go through these highs and lows spikes. You might get heartburn from it. It's very acidic. So, once you get that initial kind of boost and wake me up, then oftentimes, you might hit a crash. Whereas if we can sustain it with natural forms of energy, through hormones that are produced in the body and through removing these anti-inflammatory and highly acidic foods and drinks from our diet, then we see the repercussion of that so much into the long term we're just talking like even through the course of a day into the evening, not to mention, long-term longevity. So what was your biggest, go ahead.
I was going to say one of the bonuses was that sleep was just getting such better quality sleep. I had that habit of coming home from work and starting dinner with that glass of wine and then topping it off when I ate dinner and maybe another one after dinner. So it was just kind of a bad habit, and it was like a reward at the end of the day. But in the end, it wasn't rewarding me at all because I was not getting the good quality of sleep that I really needed. And it wasn't until I cut it out that I actually realized that. So, and I was also waking up earlier because I was like, well, I have to make this healthy breakfast for Vanessa and Dirk and myself and get Charlotte her breakfast too. And so I would push myself out of bed, and it got easier every day. And I got excited to make these new different healthy breakfasts. And we all sat down together as a family, which was a huge hurdle for me because I was that mom that woke up, coffee, everybody else first. I'll deal with myself later, leave the house, no breakfast, get to work. And then it's like trying to fuel my body with snacks during the day. But it really helps to sustain that energy when you actually have a good, nutritious breakfast.
Yeah, and what a cool way to like reconnect and just connect as a family in the morning too before the day is started. Because I know I can really relate to that, being the mom kind of getting up and going and everyone else out the door. And then, you kind of worry about yourself mid-morning while you're trying to juggle work and phone calls and all the other things. So this way you're putting yourself as well as your family with you kind of on that pedestal to make sure everyone's starting their day right. Because we always make sure that, the kids are fed and everyone's hydrated and all that before leaving the house. But what about us? We got to fill our cups up first too, so that we can continue to provide and divide and conquer all the challenges that come up in a day between work, family, life, everything. So and sleep, like, oh my gosh, what would you give for another like hour or 2 hours or more of quality sleep rather than being wide awake in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And I love how you bring that up, that you didn't really realize that the quality of your sleep until you realized it, right? Until you started removing some of these things from your diet or your habits, and really started to notice the quality changing. It's like, wow, I thought I had it okay, but I didn't realize it could be this good. So sleep was another big takeaway for quite a few members, hey? With with realizing like, wow, I never really realized that I wasn't sleeping all that well, but without the coffee middle of the day or the wine at night, like, because wine will, we take it to help us relax, but really it's a stimulant. So even though it might not hit as a stimulant until hours later, it will act as a stimulant and keep you up at night. Some people get hot flashes in the night from alcohol or wine, and it really is disruptive to the deep cleansing process that the body tries to go into during restful sleep. That's when the body does its housekeeping and starts to clear up all the sludge and junk in the cells and in the organs. That's its time to rest and rejuvenate. So if we're interrupting that sleep from removable causes, then we're really just interrupting the whole process of our body functioning optimally the next day. And pile that on day after day after day, month after month, year after year. and it can really catch up with us. And that's where disease starts to fall in. So yeah, really good takeaway. Awesome. Any other big major takeaways that you had from the process?
When we did your toxicity quiz, it was a huge eye opener. My first number, I was at like level 65 when optimal is less than 10. So I had the things like the anxiety, the aches and pains, the heartburn, and all those kinds of things. And my husband was at a 32. So after we did the 10-day food challenge, my toxicity level dropped completely down to 5. And I was, feeling less aches and pains. Anxiety was leaving because I felt just so much more calm and clear-headed and awaking in the morning with a renewed energy, and it's just a whole different headspace. And
awesome.
Yeah, we just felt really appreciative that, it only took us 10 days to get there. There's so many cool things that happened in this 10-day challenge, not just with our diet, but with our relationships. We have more patience with each other. Just a whole bunch of cool things that happened in those 10 days.
Awesome. And yeah, a lot of them started. I remember you posting on day 3 with some of your shifts, which was so cool. It's like, wow, what people pay to have these results. And I know I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it, because honestly, we have the tools within our own selves to make changes. We don't have to continue living in suboptimal ways, or living in this suboptimal vessel of our bodies. Everyone has a birthright to live optimally and function optimally, but we have to take the responsibility of making sure that happens. So walking through a process like this really can be eye-opening if you invest the time into it and are ready for it. So yeah. So what did you think you learned in this, in the Food Fix Challenge, that you wouldn't have been able to achieve on your own? Like if I just gave you the information and said, this is all you have to do, just cut out inflammatory foods.
Yeah, I think it was your whole program where you offered help with meal planning and prepping and your template and just little things like that just help make mom life so much easier. You can print off your template, you have your grocery list there, you make your plan. You had all those healthy recipes right at hand for Food Fix friendly, so we didn't have to go try to scour the internet. And then people posting their own recipes was so motivational too, because it was like, oh, I never thought that would be a Food Fix friendly recipe, but it totally is. And our family loves that kind of food. So having the group, having your suggestions on the supplements to take really helped me too with the B vitamins and D vitamins. I definitely love those B vitamins. They are adding so much more energy to my life. They're great.
Awesome. Yeah, B vitamins are a secret weapon for women, especially. Something, I want to be careful what I say, but most women should be taking a B vitamin complex.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would say just having accountability and motivation with the group and with yourself, and the support with the recipes was something that really helped me to be able to do this, that I don't think I would have been able to self-motivate on my own.
Awesome. So now that the 10 days is over, I think we're day 4? No, farther than day 14. Anyway, it's been almost a week, I want to say. Yeah, almost a week since we ended, probably 6 days since we ended. So where are you at now with your new lifestyle, or did you go through the reintroduction process? So, 10 days certainly is just a short blip in time, but this can definitely be extended longer term over, 4, 6, 8 weeks, and then start testing foods back in to see what works for you or what doesn't. Or this can be repeated, several times a year, or maybe every other month you go through it, maybe testing, removing a certain food group or a certain food. Because, there was a lot to choose from on this Food Fix Challenge to eat, but, like peppers and tomatoes, those were allowable on the challenge, but maybe you have an issue with nightshades that you're not aware of yet. So, maybe next round you remove all nightshades. So it's completely endless with the customization you can do moving forward. But you've definitely gone through the big sweep clean out. So subsequent rounds, if you continue on the path, should feel a lot smoother and
Yeah, we
I'm not going to say
definitely,
easier, but it probably would be easier too. So
yeah, we definitely
yeah,
had the headaches and the like the migraine kind of feeling nauseous, those typical detox symptoms. We all three went through those, but you
yeah,
feel way better on the other side. And yeah, Dirk and I actually haven't even had any alcohol since the challenge began. We both haven't felt drawn to. We really, yeah, really like it.
amazing.
Just yeah, saves money, saves calories. I think that's where like I lost 10 pounds in those 10 days and it was all belly bloat and my jeans fit awesome again. And I'm super stoked about that.
Crazy. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to put a disclaimer because we're flushing out a lot of carbohydrate in this 10 days, we will flush out a lot of water. So some of that like drastic weight loss can be some water weight as well. So, but if you continue on with those habits, it will turn into sustainable long term.
Yeah. And keep adding exercise in
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So yes, it's common for all of us to go through some mild symptoms. Sometimes they feel quite intense symptoms as we're going through this process because our body's getting rid of toxin. There's a lot of toxic buildup and waste in the body when we're used to um, incorporating inflammatory foods into the diet. And I'm not saying that it's bad. It can be if it starts to turn into a problem in the way that you're functioning and symptoms showing up and then ultimately disease showing up. So, but also we're detoxing from a lot of sugar and bad habits as well that we just cycles and conditioning that we may have just gotten ourselves into. So it makes us take a good look at how do we actually cope when stressful situations come up or intense emotions start to rise. So by removing those comfort foods and drinks out of our reach, then it really makes us get down to a deeper level of ourself and how we process and how we actually cope in a authentic way with ourselves and how we're actually living our true self when we can get down to that level and really analyze that. So it's not just physical symptoms that might come up. It might be more of the mind frame piece of things, which is really good to get into.
Yeah, I definitely went through that. I just felt after I got out of the fog, I felt so elated and I was like, there's Crystal again. Like, so happy you're back. Like it was just,
Yeah.
I think the combination of that whole COVID year and all the blahs and things that went along with that, it was really, I found myself getting in this funk and I was like, snap out of it, Crystal. You don't want to be here. So just like, yeah, this 10-day food fix challenge was beyond anything I ever thought I would be able to accomplish in 10 days. And I would highly recommend it to anybody just to try it. It's so worth it.
Oh, well, you're great. You definitely took a deep dive in and put your all into it, and you're reaping the benefits now. And you had the power within you the whole time. So I'm just so excited and happy that you've rediscovered yourself. You've always been there, and I was saying that all along too. You've always been there. It's just uncovering those layers because it's as much as a mindset thing as it is getting rid of food we shouldn't eat type of thing. So
Totally. Yeah.
yeah. So now you can come out the other side more empowered in how you make decisions and how you live life ultimately.
Yep.
So yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Now, if anyone watching the replay or the live here wants to get in on the next round of the Food Fix Nutrition Challenge, it is running April 12th to 21st. And you can either drop me a comment below or send me a private message and I can give you details to join in on that. Or you can visit uplevelpro.com, www.uplevelpro.com. You just join the membership for a month and the challenge is included free within the membership. You can cancel anytime. So if you just want to hop in for the challenge, just make sure you cancel before the next billing period and it's all good. So we'd love to see you there. And yeah, thanks for joining me, Crystal. It's been awesome talking to you and hearing all of your insights and, you know, where you started and where you're at now. I'm excited for you.
Thank you very much, Jen. And I'm excited for the next challenge already too. I can't wait to see new members and we can help support each other. And it's just a really awesome experience.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'll let you get on with your day. Do you have anything else to add before we go?
Not really. No, just yeah, it's worth a shot. If anybody's on the fence about doing it, it's totally worth trying this challenge.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a good rest of your day, and we'll be chatting really soon. And those on the replay and on the live, just drop a comment below if you want any more information, and let me know that you were watching the replay. All right.
Thanks a lot,
take
Jen.
care.
You
Okay,
too.
bye.
Bye.